This video walks through transferring inventory using the Acctivate Android app. To get started with transferring inventory, we'll first need to log into the Acctivate Android app. On the login screen, enter your user ID and password and tap the login button. On the main menu, we'll tap Transfer. Here, we have the option to open an existing transfer session that hasn't been posted, or we can create a new transfer session from the device, which is what I want to do. To do that, I will tap the Open Existing Transfer slider, and now I can choose the From and To warehouse. In this case, I want to perform an intra-warehouse transfer. That is, I want to move inventory from one location to another location within the same warehouse. In my Acctivate company, I have bin locations enabled, so I have the option to scan bin locations. If I disable this option, I can still type in or look up and select bin locations, but I won't have the ability to scan them. I want to scan them, so I'll tap the slider to enable that option. Once enabled, I have three choices I can choose from. I can scan only the From location, the To location, or both the From and To locations. This option dictates the behavior and sequence of location scans. This option is designed to accommodate various workflows. For example, if I'm moving a product to a nearby location in the same warehouse, I may want to scan both the From and To location. With that option enabled, the first location barcode scan will set the From location, and the second location barcode scan will set the To location. Alternatively, I may not know where the product is going yet. In that case, I may want to scan only the From location. At the end of my pick, I can save the transfer, and then the receiving warehouse can open it up with the option to scan the To location. The receiving warehouse can go line by line, scanning the location the product will be transferred into. I will select the both From and To bin locations option. And now that we've made our selection, we can start a new transfer by tapping the arrow in the upper right hand corner. First, we need to scan a barcode for the product we will be transferring. I have a UPC barcode for a UPC number that I've associated with my product B10. I'll scan that barcode first. As you can see, it adds the product and opens the transfer line for this product. If I perform additional scans, it will increment the quantity of this line. I'll go ahead and scan 2 more times. When the product was added, the From and To locations defaulted to the primary stocking locations for the From and To warehouse. Again, I'm performing an intra-warehouse transfer. I'm moving inventory within the same warehouse, so they're the same for now. You can also see that the From label is highlighted. As you saw earlier, I selected the option to scan both the From and To locations. That means that the first scan will update the From field. I have 2 location barcodes. Acctivate requires that location barcodes be formatted as GS1 128 barcodes with the 99 application identifier. I'll scan the first one on the left, which will set the From location to A01A. As you can see, it's updated the From location, and now the To location is highlighted. That means that the next location barcode scan will update the To field. I'll scan my second location barcode. And there you have it, the To location has been updated to B02B. At this point, I can tap the check mark to return to the transfer detail screen, or I can just scan a new product to add it to the transfer. I have a code 128 barcode for my product B15. I'll go ahead and scan that, which will add it to the transfer. Instead of scanning locations, I can type in a location, or I can look up the location by tapping the magnifying glass to the right of it. If I scan the B15 barcode again, it will increment the quantity of this line. However, I may want to transfer B15 from a different location. To do that, I would return to the main transfer details screen by tapping the check mark in the upper right hand corner. Again, if I were to scan the B15 barcode here, it would increment my existing line. However, I can add a new row by tapping the product icon with the plus sign. That opens the Add Product window where I'll scan the B15 barcode again. This time I'll change the To location to a different location. Now that I've changed the location, I'll return to the transfer details by clicking the check mark. Now you can see that B15 is added twice. Each line is transferring from and to different locations. Finally, I have one more product I want to transfer. I want to transfer product PC20, which is a serial numbered product. My barcode on screen is a GS1 128 barcode, which has the product ID PC20 and the serial number encoded in it. That means with one scan, I can add the product and serial number. I'll scan that barcode now. As you can see, it adds PC20 and the serial number. Each serial number would show up here in this list. To change the from and to locations of the serial number, tap on the serial number. Again, here you can scan, type, or look up the location. Okay, let's go back to the PC20 line, and then we'll go back to the transfer details. We're ready to submit the transfer, so let's click the check mark in the upper right-hand corner. On the Submit Transfer screen, I have the option to post this transfer. You would post it from the device if you have completed the transfer. If you're going to make changes, you can toggle the post-transaction slider. This will allow you to submit the transfer and save it. Another user, for example, the user at a warehouse that is receiving the transfer, could then open up the transfer session and scan the two locations, and then they can post the transfer. And there you have it, the transfer is posted. Okay, let's take a look at one of the products in Acctivate. I'll open up the product list. And let's take a look at B15. On the timeline, we can see the two transfer lines, each for a quantity of 1 coming out of different locations and going into different locations. And that's it. We've completed an inventory transfer using Acctivate Mobile. Thank you for going through this walkthrough, and be sure to check out our other Acctivate Mobile videos.